Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to show you how to make this super beautiful sunflower granny square cardigan. This pattern will be for size small to medium, but it's very easy to adjust it for different sizes by using different yarn, making smaller or bigger squares with more rows. However, let's jump into the pattern itself. This is how our back panel is going to look like. In total we will need 20 squares, 5 by 4. Front panels will look like this. We will need 2 by 4 rectangles, and for arms we will need 2 3 by 3 squares. So in total this will come down to 54 granny squares. If looking at materials, you will need 4 different yarn colors. I'm using 8 by 8 cotton yarn in dark green, yellow, mustard and soil brown. You will also need 5mm crochet hook and scissors. For all yarn colors, these are the approximate volumes of how much you will need to create this cardigan, so just keep that in mind when purchasing your yarn. But now let's jump into how to create actual sunflower granny square. This is how our final granny square is supposed to look like, and to create it you will first have to start by doing a magic ring and then doing 3 chains following by 15 double crochets. Once that's done, you can close the ring, connect it and proceed with the next color, which in this case is going to be the darker yellow one. So I'm just closing the ring by doing a slip stitch and then connecting the other color by simply tying it in a secure knot. Once the yarn is attached, chain 3 and then we can start doing puff stitches on top of each double crochet that we did in the previous row. In total you will have to do 16 of them, and once that's done we can again connect the row by doing a slip stitch. And then we can move to the next row, which will require this brighter yellow color. Start by attaching the yarn and then chain 3 and then do 4 unfinished double crochets in each gap in between the chains from the previous row. In total you will again need to do 16 of them, and once you are done with the row, just connect it by doing a slip stitch again. Once that's done, we can move on with our final color, which in this case is going to be the darker green one, and we will use that to establish the square shape. We will start by attaching a yarn and then chaining 4 and then doing 2 triple crochets, which will be half of our corner on this side. Once we have done that, we can move on with the next gap where we are going to do 3 double crochets. So just by adding in those, and then in the following gap space we will add 3 half double crochets, which will be basically the middle of the side part. Then in the following gap we will again add 3 double crochets, just as we did before the half double crochets, and then for the next gap we will do the corner, and we will have to start by doing a full corner, which will mean that we have to do 3 triple crochets, then chaining 3 chains and then adding again 3 triple crochets to establish this corner shape, and that goes all in the same space like this. And once you have done that, then you have to repeat the process all around to create corners in each place to establish this square shape as we did it before. So this is how our final square is supposed to look like, and in case you require more guidance, you can find a more detailed tutorial on my YouTube channel, and I will also attach it to my video here. But in total, as mentioned, you will have to create 54 squares, and once you have created all of them, you can start laying them out according to the pattern that I shared before. And this is how it looked on my floor when I laid out all of the squares that I had prepared. Once that's done, you can proceed further with connecting the squares, and to do that you will simply have to use slip stitch. So you will have to do that by turning squares inside out, and in this case I was connecting the squares by only using the outer loops, which is creating a little bit different visual effect. And connecting it this way is very simple. You simply go through the loops on both squares, then pulling the yarn through and then pulling it through the loop on your hook. And as you can see, this is how it looks when I have connected two squares already together, and you can see that this way it establishes the square shape a little bit more, and this is how it looks when I have already connected a couple of them together. But basically you just have to proceed with connecting the rest of the squares according to the pattern that I shared earlier, and spoilers alert, it is going to take a while. Here I have connected already all panels. This is our back panel, which is a lot bigger, and here are our arms, which are in a square shape, and we will of course need two of them. And here are our front panels, which are in rectangle shape. So now the next step is to connect all of these panels together, and my advice is to basically lay them out the same way as we did before, so it's easier to understand what goes where. And here I started to connect first the front panels together with the back panel. So at first I just laid them out as if it would be open and started connecting from the inside out. So again I was doing the same thing by doing a slip stitch and simply connecting front panels together with the back panel. So this is how it looks when front and back panels are connected, and just by sanity check I was folding and kind of shaping the cardigan to see how it will look when everything is finally connected. But the next step basically was to proceed further with connecting the arms. So this is how it would look once all of those would be connected together. And yeah, so basically when proceeding with arms, again I had to turn the inside out, and I continued by connecting them together with the side of the front and back panels like this. So again, just finding this first connection point from the front panel, and then starting to add together arm panel with those two. And this was kind of easier way to do that for me at least. And yeah, so just use slip stitch to connect these panels together. So this is how it looks when arm panel is connected to the main piece of the cardigan. So now basically the next step is to connect the arm together itself. So again, just keep in mind that it has to be inside out. So what I'm doing here is turning it other way around, so we are able to connect it as it is supposed to be. And again, once you start doing that, make sure that you are using the same slip stitch as before. And once you have connected your arm piece, you can proceed further with connecting the sides of the cardigan, which are basically the remaining part of our back panel and front panel on the sides there. Once all the granny squares are connected together with their panels, we can move forward with preparing ribbed hem for sleeves, bottom of the cardigan, as well as inner part. And to do that, you will basically have to chain 2 and then do single crochet only in the back loops when going back through each row. Once you're at the very end of each row, remember to do an additional chain 1, then turn your work around and continue doing single crochet stitches only in the back loops. So here I have prepared the bottom hem as well as 2 of them for the sleeves and also 1 for the inner part. As you can see, for the inner part I made it a bit thinner because it didn't require to be as thick as the sleeves and bottom part. So this is how it will all come together. So basically the next part for us is to connect these pieces together with the cardigan, and to do that we will again use slip stitches. And just keep in mind when connecting, we are again connecting from the inside out, and this time instead of using only 1 loop from the granny squares, we will actually be using both of the loops to make sure that connection is smooth and everything is looking as it is supposed to look. So yeah, just go all the way around and connect together remaining pieces to create this nice ribbed hem all around the sleeves, bottom part, as well as the inside part of the cardigan. And here's our final product. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it's going to be useful for you if you're looking into creating something similar. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section and I will take it from there, as well as I will leave a link to the granny square detailed tutorial down below. And please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and see you later. Thanks, bye!